Imagine keeping your accounting skills sharp, earning decent money, and still having control over your time. No late nights at the office, no commute. Just you, your laptop, and clients who care more about results than whether you're sitting in their building. That's exactly what part-time remote accounting looks like in 2025. Accounting is still a growing profession, and businesses aren't slowing down. They still need clean books, accurate reports, and someone who understands the story behind the numbers. But at the same time, workers are demanding flexibility, and companies are realizing they don't always need someone full-time, on-site, and down the hall. That gap between what businesses need and what accountants actually want. That's where part-time remote roles live. In this video, we're going to walk through the best part-time remote accounting jobs in 2025, the skills and tools that actually matter, where to find these roles, and how to stand out even if you're not a CPA with 20 years experience. We'll also talk about how platforms like HireBasis can help both job seekers and employers do this in a smarter, more data-driven way. Let's start with the roles themselves. When people think accounting, they often imagine giant firms and 60-hour weeks. But many of the most in-demand roles right now are surprisingly flexible. Remote bookkeepers, for example, are often the quiet heroes behind small businesses, e-commerce brands, and agencies. They categorize transactions, reconcile bank accounts, prepare simple reports, and clean up messy books that business owners have been avoiding for months. The work can be deeply part-time, 10 to 20 hours a week across 2 or 3 clients, often on your own schedule. Then you have accounts payable and accounts receivable specialists. These roles focus on invoices, payments, and keeping cash flowing in the right direction. Because AP and AR are cyclical, a lot of companies only need a few hours per day, which makes them ideal part-time roles, especially if you're in a different time zone and can process everything overnight. Part-time staff accountants support month-end close, journal entries, reconciliations, and basic financial statements. These roles are great if you have some previous accounting experience or a degree, but you don't want the pressure of full-time corporate life anymore. Payroll specialists and tax preparers can also work remotely on a part-time basis. Payroll tends to be clustered around specific days, while tax work spikes around tax season. That makes them perfect for people who want to work more during certain months and less during others. So if you're wondering, is there even a part-time version of what I know how to do? The answer is almost always yes. But here's the catch. Demand is high, and so is competition. Lots of people want the flexibility of remote part-time work. That's why your skills, your tools, and the way you present yourself matter so much. Let's talk about that next. The foundation is still the same, a solid understanding of debits and credits, reconciliations, and financial statements. You don't need every certification under the sun, but you do need to prove you can keep accurate records, spot issues, and communicate them clearly. On top of that, tools are non-negotiable. In 2025, most part-time accounting roles expect you to be comfortable with cloud accounting software like QuickBooks Online, Xero, FreshBooks, or Zoho Books. You don't have to be a power user in all of them, but you should be fluent in at least one and willing to learn others quickly. Then there's the remote stack, communication tools like Slack or Microsoft Teams, video tools like Zoom or Google Meet, and project management tools like Trello or Asana. When employers see that you already know how to work inside this ecosystem, they immediately see less friction in hiring you. But how do you prove all of this if you're not sitting in their office? This is where skills tests and micro-portfolios become your best friends. Instead of just writing bookkeeping or accounting on your profile, you can show anonymized examples, a bank reconciliation you cleaned up, a simple P&L and balance sheet you prepared from messy data, or a cash flow forecast you built in Google Sheets. These don't have to reveal client names or amounts. What matters is that they show your process and your attention to detail. You can also lean on structured skills tests. On a platform like HireBasis, you can take a free English proficiency test and a critical reasoning test. Your scores then appear on your profile, and employers can see where you land on a salary versus skill graph. For job seekers from developing countries or people changing careers, that graph is powerful. It lets you say, here's proof I can think clearly, communicate well, and solve problems, even if your resume doesn't look traditional. Now, where do you actually find these roles? You can absolutely still use the big general job boards, but if you want to save time, start with remote-focused platforms and skills-based databases. HireBasis, for example, has a remote job board that lists thousands of remote roles, including bookkeeping, accounting support, virtual assistant positions with a financial focus, and more. You can browse the jobs or go deeper by creating a job seeker profile. When you do that, employers can find you directly based on the role you want, your hourly rate, your country, and your skills test results. Other remote job boards and niche accounting platforms can also play a role, but HireBasis is designed to bring everything together: jobs, job seeker profiles, built-in skills testing, and even RPO, recruitment process outsourcing, for employers who don't have time to search. If you're an employer watching this and wondering, is part-time remote accounting really worth it? The answer is often yes, especially if you're a startup, a small business, or an agency. Instead of overhiring or overpaying, you can bring in part-time remote accountants to handle exactly what you need: monthly cleanup, AP and AR, investor-ready reporting, or tax prep. On HireBasis, you can browse nearly 70,000 job seeker profiles on the Find Workers page, filter by role, rates, and skills tests, and pay only $1 per contact credit when you're ready to reach out. If you don't have time to do that, you can use HireBasis RPO. You submit a job description, and a recruiter sends you 3 qualified candidates for free as a pilot, and then you pay a simple per-candidate fee if you want to keep going. No percentage of salary placement fees, no subscriptions, just focused help. So, where does this leave you? If you're a job seeker, this is a moment where you can choose flexibility without abandoning your profession. Part-time remote accounting lets you protect your health, your family time, or your studies while still building a solid track record and a powerful client list. If you're an employer, it's your chance to stop drowning in spreadsheets and half-finished reconciliations, and instead build a lean, global accounting team that fits your actual workload. Either way, the next step is simple. Don't just think about it, act on it. If you're a job seeker, set up your profile, take a couple of skills tests, and start applying with a portfolio that proves what you can do. If you're a business owner or founder, define the outcome you want: clean books, clear reporting, reliable payroll, and start browsing candidates or submit your role for RPO support. The future of accounting isn't just big firms and long hours anymore. It's flexible, global, and measurable. And in 2025, part-time remote accounting is one of the smartest ways to be part of that future, on your terms.